Hey traders, it's the Crypto Cowboy here. Welcome to Elliott Wave Cafe. So it's Thursday and I'm trying to do another edition of Bitcoin and Ethereum technical analysis for you guys. And yeah, let's begin. I think I've done one a couple of weeks ago and some interesting things happened since then. I mean, we've the most interesting one is the sell-off that happened today. And I've just done an update here for our members. Into my daily update through the charts, and we continue to look at this thing here as being a second wave pullback. So overall, ever since we broke this 10,500 level, I think we've done an important breakout, and you can see how the price it's coming and retesting these levels. And we were, we thought for a while that this could be just the all of the second wave in here, but also, we were keeping in mind there is a possibility of this being just a fake out, just a B wave with another sell-off here coming in C. And obviously, this kind of happened today. So ideally, at this point, we would want the market to kind of finish off selling and start creating a new impulsive pattern here to the upside and start to break above this channel trend line and continue to move back up higher. So overall into this market, we're looking into a progression in this larger, pattern in here in this primary wave one, that's a 1, that's a 2, and then this is just the ultra bullish kind of count that says this was a wave one of the lows with the 2, and then another small 1, 2 here, and we wanted to get back up on the horse and kind of continue to move up higher in a trending market. And we're thinking that this breakout here, it's important. So you can see how you have a couple of level of support here in 10,500. The next one comes here at about 10,100. So this whole band, it would be a perfect level for the market to find a wave 2 low in this minor degree and then continue to move to the upside. What I don't want to see happen is this wave 2 pullback. I don't want it to start becoming much larger than what I have back on here. So if my interpretation is correct, you can see I have the red lines on here. This thing here should not pass possibly, another maybe, let's say, few days of price action for the second wave. You can see how the 618 pullback, which is a standard retracement for a second wave pullback, comes at about 10,100. We've tagged the 50% at 10,516, and the market, it's kind of just slowing down up here a little bit. So going on a smaller time frames, you can see, I mean, even from here it's visible, you can see how you have a 3-wave pullback so far from the highs, and that's encouraging. The moment this thing starts developing as a 5-wave move down, we're passing this 1618 and we're starting to break below this trend line, below this band of support more aggressively. That would become a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that would have to then we will have to switch to a more corrective price action. We're not going to turn bearish, only temporarily, until we finish up a second wave in here, and then we embark higher. So let me take you to that, and that's the pink count. So in our pink count here, we're looking at this being a 4th wave cycle in here, and we're starting the 5th wave through this 1, 2. So the difference between this and our red count is that this wave second, it's just beginning. And we're looking at this as being a 1, 2, 3, some triangle in 4th in here, or just a simple WXY, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You've had a small divergence here on smaller time frames, and you could have a wave 1 completion already done, and then the market comes back and turns and actually breaks this $10,500 level, pulls back up here at the minimum to about 38.2, which is at 8,000. So that would be wave A, which would unfold in 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We will go up in B, and then you do a C. Now this can be a zigzag, a double zigzag, it can be a flat correction. So it can take, several shapes, but it would be just an initial start in here. So let's see how kind of, how this develops here for the next, let's say, couple of weeks. The next, possibly this A wave would travel all the way down here to about 9,000, where you have the next kind of strong band of support, and then you would get a bounce here in this B wave. But remains to be seen. That's the idea here for another second wave pullback. So, nothing, there is no bearish outlook in here under these 2 counts. So we continue. I mean, the move has been sideways, guys, since 2017. We haven't, if you look at this chart up here, that's a 2-day chart. covers prices from, let's say September 2017, we've been pretty much sideways in this Bitcoin market. So we need to start trending again, and that's possibly going to happen here. And if our interpretations here are correct, then we're looking much higher. This is a corrective pattern. It's in 3 waves, and it should be more than fully retraced in here. So we can go above the $14,000 highs without a problem and continue to move. Let me walk you quickly through my yellow count, which is the triangle interpretation, where we're looking at this as being an A, B, C, and then we've hit some kind of a top here in this wave D, and we can still do the E wave decline. Now, a couple of issues that I have into this count is the fact that this B wave, it's a very impulsive wave, and it's very hard to make 3 waves out of this, short of this being an A, B, and a super long C wave. And then you would have, this is a clean corrective pullback, so that's a 3-wave move, and then this one again here appears as a 5-wave move through a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rather than an A, triangle B, and then up in C. I think that's kind of forcing the count, but I am keeping an eye on this as well, because if we're going to be selling off here and we're doing so in a 3-wave kind of manner, we're going to come back here towards 61,000, maybe 65,000. So as you can notice, there are moments in the counts when they would start to align themselves. So, for example, even under this one, even if this is an impulse move and you're pushing back here in 3 waves, you would have opportunities to buy Bitcoin at about $7,000, because no matter what happens, if it's a 1 or a 2, or if it's a D and an E, you're going to get some kind of a bounce from here that's going to go higher back towards 9,000. So that's where Elliott wave is very helpful, because there are times in the market where counts overlap themselves, and you are left with only 1 or 2 possibilities, with one being the predominant one, and that's when you are you have much higher chances to take a trade and be profitable. All right, so that's on Bitcoin, and let me take you a little bit to look at the MAs in here. So they continue to be bullish. We've broken below this 50-day moving average today, and this one continues to point sharply up. So at the minimum, I think I would expect the market to reverse a little bit and maybe go back and retest that. If we're going back and we close above this and we're doing some kind of a failed move in here, then it's very likely that this is going to be just a simple ABC, and we're going to continue push to the upside. The 200 kind of flattens out here, because the moves in Bitcoin haven't been very strong. So it didn't give the 200-day a chance to kind of start shaping upwards in a more aggressive manner. So you've had this consolidation, you have this here as well. So that's why we're kind of flattening it out. But that comes right now at about 9,000, and that would be a pretty good support, and it kind of lines up with these levels back here. All right, so that's on Bitcoin. So let's continue to watch that. Now let me switch over to Ethereum, and I've just done just a couple of days ago, I've done a video on Ethereum where I'm taking a look at the longer term counts, and I have multiple interpretations of the chart, and I've run through a lot of possibilities. Maybe some people got annoyed because I'm looking at a lot of things, but I like not to be surprised, and to kind of cover all the bases and see what makes sense the most. So if you look at the Ethereum dollar at the moving averages, you can see that Ethereum obviously has outperformed Bitcoin, quite aggressively here, and this 50-day moving average points upwards. So I'm expecting this to provide support. I'm expecting the trend to continue. I know we have a divergence here in the RSI versus the price, so let's see if that's going to resolve. Maybe the market just kind of hovers around these levels for a little while before continuing to move up higher. But right now this comes at about 360. That's an important level of support, and I'll show you into the counts. And I would like for this thing not to fail if we are to continue higher. If this thing fails, then we might get a pushback in here, and then more of a corrective move lower. In the time, this 200-day will continue to climb a little bit, and then it will offer support on the way down. But for right now, the trend is bullish in Ethereum, and usually trends have a tendency to continue. So let's just stay with that in mind. Going back to the blue count on here, I have this as just a simple WXY, and then this is a wave 1 top. Overall, this is a second wave, so we're looking again for the start of a wave 1 of the lows, but we're identifying this as a completed pattern in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then that gives you a wave 1 top. So in case we break below, so you can see this wave X or wave 1 in a different count, it doesn't matter. It's a 360, 341, and it provides support on the way down. You can see how the market kind of holds back up into these levels exactly at this line. So that's an important level for the market. That's why it's not going to be that easy to break this level, but if it does, then we're going to be looking at this A and then back up in B to retest the level. It's going to offer resistance on the way up and then back down here in C for a second wave. And it can be, I mean, the second wave pullback, if it develops the way I'm thinking it will, if this wave count starts to get traction, that would be in a 3-wave move up here, A, B, C, maybe just a simple clean zigzag and some parallel lines in here, and then come back to 38%, 50, and then maybe even 618. That's $170 for Ethereum, which is quite a lot, but remains to be seen. So that's in this blue count, and then let's go to the yellow, which is more bullish. The yellow count wants to stay with the trend. We're looking at this as being the end of a 4th wave, some kind of a 5th wave in progress, going up here in a wave 1, wave ABC here for a wave 2, and that's a 1-2 and another 1-2, and then we continue to move and try to target this 161 multiple of this wave 1 at about $940. So if the trend continues in here, then we got to turn and start to make higher highs in here and start to attack this maybe $640 to $700 for a 3rd wave. And looking at it maybe to a smaller time frame, go to a daily, this will look something like this. This could also be a flat, so you can go in an A, B, and then have a flat down here in the wave C position, and there would be a second wave. I don't want the second to get much larger than this. What's interesting in Ethereum is that the corrections haven't been very large. You don't have anything substantial. I mean, you can see how this second wave in here, this correction was pretty big, following, quite a short wave 1. But in here, you don't have a lot of corrective patterns. So Ethereum has been quite aggressive. And if it wants to rest, so be it. But, if it's a strong trending market and we're some kind of a 3rd wave up here, we could just be continuing to the upside. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. All right, so that's our yellow count, and then I have here the green, which is pretty much similar. I'm not going to get into that. So again, I want to thanks everybody for watching and for subscribing to the channel, guys. And if you really like this content, just hit the thumbs up button, recommend this channel to other people, leave any comments, suggestions below, and I'll see you maybe in another couple of weeks or to some other educational videos in the meantime. So I really appreciate you watching, and thanks again. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.